It's like having new runners.
Fingers are
Fast like new
flying.
runners.
Everybody, welcome to the show. It must be Wednesday. Thumbs are flying here at the table. A massive game of Battleship going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ready?
Ready?
So, welcome to the show. While that's going on, I'll introduce myself as Marijuana Man. And this is from Under the Seed Desk, and it must be Wednesday here in Vancouver. We're high atop Mark Emery's Cannabis
we're
Culture
high.
headquarters, way
For
high
sure.
above. And joining me on this wintry day is Al the Alchemist.
Hi. I got a little bit of residual hash on here.
And crushed in between is Kush Queen.
Hola, hola. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, welcome to winter time. It's winter time here in Vancouver. Oh my God, it's -1. It's -1.
That's it?
Oh yeah, with
Fuck, I'm a sissy.
a wind chill factor of Eastern Europe. Yeah, everybody across the land will go, oh, it's not Saskatoon. Oh, it's not Winnipeg. No, I know, but it's fucking cold still for us because we don't have winter clothes.
Because we don't ever get a winter.
No. But for the last couple of days, it has been very winter-like here, so that's all right. We can live with it all.
Yeah.
So we're here every week, and this week we will guarantee that you will have new short-term memories from this show.
Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty bold guarantee.
I will guarantee it.
Even if they don't have a coupon.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
All right, you ready?
Yep. Always. Oh, I have to go from the top.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I couldn't hear you.
Hold the game.
What's going on?
What
Huh?
do you mean?
There was, the audio is working?
Q-tip in the house.
Was it always working? Huh?
I'd say that one's pretty dumb.
No. It was only working now? You should have heard the stuff we said. But they didn't. So,
Is there an extra Q-tip over there by any chance? May I please borrow one?
You want to finish that up?
Yeah.
yeah, some good goo in the house.
Thank you.
I gotta say today, we're blessed. And on the Chronic Susan, a little bit of the Bruce Banner, number 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
I smoked all number 2.
Yeah. It's we smoked a bunch of it since last time.
Oh, yeah. A whole whack load.
I still don't get the name of Bruce Banner though.
No, I don't understand it either.
Bring your own gamma rays if you want to get all hulked up. Why wouldn't they call it the Incredible Hulk? Bruce Banner in the comics was fucking boring. And in the movies too.
And movies. They couldn't even spice them up then.
He was mild man.
Oh, he just
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it calms you down, chills you out.
it
it's
keeps you
like-
from being the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, like
Huh.
it doesn't
Interesting.
allow you to become the Hulk. It
Doesn't
takes
allow
the-
you to rage.
Yeah, it doesn't allow you to rage up.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
well, I haven't raged up.
Can you hear me?
It's like, dude, just Bruce Banner the fuck
I don't
out,
think she can hear me.
you know.
Alyssa's working very hard on fixing the
Alyssa,
problem.
Yeah.
who works the dials and spins the things, is
You're lucky
Maybe it's
I'm
my
BB3, yo.
Is it on something?
Alyssa has a weird
Wow.
buzz.
All right.
Some sort of weird buzz.
Can you
I
still
don't know
hear the
what it's
buzz?
That's my head. That's
Yeah,
what's
that's
it's
what
He's
goes
buzzed.
on.
yeah, I've got a really weird buzz going on. It's pretty good. I'm digging it.
So I don't know. What's the chatter say? They don't care. They're not even watching the show.
Oh yeah, there is. It's such a fast-paced society nowadays.
Mm.
Shall we continue?
Let's do it.
We got the yep from Melissa.
Should I put the hood on?
So yeah, you could come down and visit us here at the headquarters at any time. We're at 307 West Hastings, downtown Vancouver. You can check them cannabisculture.com online and stop in and say hi at Vancouver Seed Bank as well. Well, everyone gets fur. Yeah. Al and I are wearing the new Christmas Temple of Calyx
Mine was
shirts.
forgotten.
Santa Cron
Yeah,
Christmas shirt.
beautiful. You can probably get Temple of Calyx shirts now at Cannabis
I
Culture.
believe the Temple of Calyx shirts have landed 100% at Cannabis Culture 307 West Hastings. First print to land is the Santa Cron shirt and the Cannabis and some Stoned as a Castle walls are going to be made available this week and or later this week.
Yeah, I don't know if they're available online or not, but maybe. But certainly here in the store, so
Yeah.
come on down.
Well, you can get them at Canada Market too, but our stock is running low over there, so you might want to get in quick. And if we run out, this is the only place to get them in Canada.
So do check that out and
Sure.
think of Cannabis Culture for all
I
of
guess
your
pretty
Christmas
much the world,
shopping needs.
because this will be the only place to get them when the Canada Market stock runs out.
So, yeah,
The
highly
world.
sought after.
In the world,
The world.
2 spots internationally.
Well,
No, there's some
can't remember where.
No, I can't disclose where in the universe.
Is it in Eastern Europe?
Alyssa is working very hard on getting rid of this noise.
She's working on the buzz. So are we here at the desk?
What's the buzz sound like? Is it a low buzz, a high buzz?
Ooh. Yeah, something like that.
Like that? That's inside. That's what's going. That's my frequency. Yeah.
You can hear that in the room now.
Why don't we restart?
Nope. I can't turn that down.
Should we just unplug us?
Yeah, we
Plug
could
us
just
back
do the show like silent. Yeah.
Just have the annoying buzz.
That would be
the buzz. Just the buzz.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not very many viewers we will have.
Yeah.
It was like outside my window the other night. 8 bagpipers came by, playing
Fun.
playing jingle bells. Outside.
Well, you'd think they'd be like part of the
What
12
time?
days of
What
Christmas.
It didn't matter what time.
What
It was
time?
the worst fucking thing
I
I've
have to
ever
know
heard.
what time these people are walking around the streets. Like,
It was
So it was
the
8
worst
pipers
thing.
piping jingle bells.
It was so fucking bad. I thought maybe
I don't
8
know, man.
bagpipers is called an annoyance. An annoyance of bagpipes.
Ah,
Stop
That is-
playing bagpipes. They were designed and invented to annoy. That was their whole purpose in life, to annoy the enemy and scare them away. Once they did that, they should have stopped playing them. But now,
Not
Huh?
fond of the bagpipes. eh?
oh, not fun.
What if there's a little bit of like mandolin and some lute mixed in?
Nope,
Nope, not even.
nope. No need to have
Maybe a
bagpipe.
balalaika?
What?
A balalaika.
What's that?
It's another instrument.
Another instrument.
Yeah. Kind of like a zither, I guess, a little bit.
What the hell's a zither?
Something completely different than a saxophone.
Yeah.
clearly.
And not as annoying as a bagpipe.
It's not an annoyance.
But tis the
Yeah?
tis the season.
Oh.
The buzz has subsided. I need another hoot.
Well, I hope everybody watching is quite buzzed, so or at least you have something good to smoke. We've got all sorts of shit here that
Oh.
we're pretty lucky here in the land to have a
It's the
plethora
worst.
of marijuana. Now here's a story that I came
Damn.
across yesterday about they're not complaining, but they're raising the issue here that marijuana has a large energy footprint. Use a lot of energy to produce marijuana indoor.
We're gonna debunk that right now.
Go.
All right. Okay, so
No, wait.
Okay.
I wasn't going to debunk it. I was going to agree with that.
oh,
No.
all right. I'll just sit around.
Lost it.
No, go debunk away.
Okay, well, there's a practice that some people are embracing, and it is using water lilies in big tanks. So that becomes your reservoir. You grow water lilies, and then you put tilapia in this tank. Tilapia is a type of fish, and it grows quite fast. And that fish will feed off of the root mass of the water lilies. Its excrement creates a biomass that feeds the plants, and as your harvest, like tilapia grows so fast that you're like, there's so much food a person can produce off of a system like that. Let's say you're not growing wheat at all. Let's say you're growing like vegetables and you're using a tilapia farm. All of that fish becomes free now because you let them breed with each other, and you have so now you're growing fish that you can give away, because let's face it, your crop is going to be whatever you're projected as growing. The tilapia is just a way of producing cheap nutrients, and then you have free proteins to feed people. Okay, that's such a tax on the system, eh?
Do the fish
Fucking stupid.
create electricity?
Maybe you're going to
'Cause
use electric eels.
This this is kind of what the
You know?
story was more about, was the electricity that's used in a grow room to produce
Well, no.
the marijuana.
What you have to consider is, okay. So let's say maybe we're using 21,000 watt lamps. You know, let's say it's a relatively small production garden. You're using one reservoir for every 2 lights, so you have 10 reservoirs growing tilapia that would feed maybe 100 families every harvest. Okay, so that's 100 families that
An
are saving on
alternate
energy.
already.
Like
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
No, well, here's another way, too.
That whole thing is just dumb.
Of course, this is out of the United States, and they're going berserk over marijuana grow ops are using 6% of all the power, and on it goes. And I thought to myself, well, so what? Like, isn't that what the power's there for? You have the power, or people are using it, paying for it. What the fuck? Fuck off. We shouldn't use your power.
Well,
That
it's
people
less,
demanding
it's less
that-
that they can off-sell to America.
Well, it's them demanding that marijuana be green, and marijuana has to be this, and marijuana has to be that, this new industry. Fuck off. Well, leave us alone to be an industry like all of your other industries. Right? Anybody else who starts a new business or creates a new industry tomorrow gets to plug into the grid.
Guess what? Guess what? Somebody opens up a warehouse, and it's like 50,000 square feet. That warehouse isn't consuming any more than a fucking garden of the same size, because the warehouse is going to be lit with, probably, HID lights that they put way up in the ceiling. When I
Well-
worked at MediaCom, they had 600 watt, what the hell were they? Mercury vapors.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
what the whole complex was lit by.
So perhaps it does use a lot of energy, but my point still is, so what? Like, really? We've been driven indoors by the war on marijuana to grow our marijuana. Now we're indoors growing it, and now they go, oh, wow, you can't be indoors growing it. It's like, fuck off. Like, really?
The whole thing is
And I say, too,
asinine.
if you don't have enough power to go around, then why don't you get I don't know what, Lockheed Martin or Coors or Smith and Wesson to share some of their power with us, because we'll produce a product that no one will get killed by. We'll guarantee you that.
I wonder how much power a casino uses. All
Yeah.
those machines plugged in.
What's
all
the
lights.
footprint of the booze industry? The energy
Yeah.
footprint, like really? And this is coming out of Colorado too. This nonsense, and they get their energy from burning fucking coal. Come on, like really? They're not even trying to have different energy or anything cheaper or no, marijuana shouldn't be able to use so much power. Like really, it's just rampant out there, this shit. Just because the marijuana industry in their minds is new, they want to, triple down on everything that they've ever done with any other industry, right? It's got to be more regulated.
Just looking
It's
for
gotta
other
be,
ways to demonize it.
Yeah, just any fucking way they can. So here in Canada, with these idiots, liberals are just fucking sad about their plans for legalization. Our Prime Minister Trudeau was making a statement a couple days ago saying he isn't legalizing marijuana to make smokers happy.
What?
That's what he said. Not here to make recreational smokers happy. I don't know. Not sure he said recreational, but he said smokers. You go, what the fuck is this? It's not what you said during the election. It's not the way you said it. But here's what he did go on to say. He said, we haven't changed the laws. We haven't legalized it yet. Yes, we've got a clear mandate to do that. We've said we will. We've said we're going to do it to protect our kids and get it out of the hands of the gangs. Yeah, that's what he said out of his fucking mouth. He said it's a situation that's frustrating, and I can understand people's frustrations on this. Right? He just said one thing and then said it twice. I don't know what people's frustration is with it, but
really killer fucking hash from Bro Farms.
That's amazing.
but Trudeau, he actually ends up sounding more like Stephen Harper every fucking day, certainly around this issue. He said the promise we made around legalization was done for two reasons, and that was very, very clear. Right? Like your fucking parent or something. That was very, very clear. Fuck off, you 30-something. Isn't that what he is?
Yeah, 30 something.
Jesus Christ. Come on, kid. Fucking grow up. Holy cow. Hey? And their reason is to better protect the kids from the easy access they have right now and to remove the criminal elements that were profiting from marijuana.
That's the communist in him talking.
Like, really? It's so fucking sad, right? Like, this bullshit about protecting kids is just fucking nonsense and a smokescreen. And they should stop using our children as their smokescreen.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one child, not fucking one child has ever been brought forward in my whole life that's ever been hurt by marijuana. If there was one, they'd sure as hell have him in front of me, the prohibitionists. See? See this kid? Look at the size of his brain.
Exploit the shit out of him.
Hey? Drag your kids out. What about all the fucking fetal alcohol syndrome fucking babies? Right? People are drink themselves half to death and then have kids in the middle of it. That's okay. That's all right. But it's just, and Trudeau goes on to mention it too about, the child's brain not developing until 25. Like, out of the fucking blue, they say this shit.
Yeah.
But where is one child? I want to see one kid with a brain that isn't developed at 25. I want to see a 25-year-old brought to me that
You wanna
doesn't
know
have a
something
fucking
crazy?
developed brain because of marijuana.
When I first started getting
No.
my head scans done, because of all the seizures and all of that crazy shit, I started smoking weed at a very young age. Like, I think I was 11 when I first started smoking weed. So when they did my scans, there's like an average number of folds in the brain and an average number of folds in each center of the brain. In my frontal lobe, I've got an extra fold. So underdeveloped brain, I think overdeveloped brain.
What did the professional health people say
They had
about
no fucking way to explain it. They were like,
that? Didn't know
yeah,
nothing.
they had no idea, no clue. They were like,
No, they don't know anything about your brain, actually, even though they make these statements.
Well,
no
they
one
know some
challenges
things.
it. I say prove
I'm sure
it.
they know some things, but
Prove that it does damage to the developing brain, and prove to me
I
that your
don't
brain
believe
stops
that.
developing at age 25. Where the
I think-
fuck
yeah.
did they come up with this number?
well, that's actually bullshit too, because self-directed neuroplastic, what do they call that? Blah blah blah,
I don't
is
know who that is.
That's a mirror.
yeah,
Oh.
a mirror. Mirror's in the house.
But
Well, he like smiled and winked, but I was like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, there's
Hi,
people.
sorry.
he was smiling and winking at me, by the way.
People regenerate
Probably not.
regenerate
No.
their brain function and all of that all the time.
Huh?
I say people regenerate their brain function and
Well,
and
of
their
course they
neurofunction
do,
all
and
the
they
time.
really don't know anything about your brain. I wish that someone would challenge them and say, "Look, fucking prove your statements here." But the media never asks any questions. They never go, "Really? How'd you come up with that? Can you show me the proof?" No, they don't need it because that's the program that they want, right? They got a program that they put in place, and now they fucking want to go ahead with it. I saw a list the other day of all of the wicked motherfuckers that are involved in this program behind the scenes that are all ex-politicians and cops.
Of course.
22 people on this list were all from the government or all just worked in government or are ex-cops. A third of them were ex-cops that are high up in all of the medical marijuana LPs out there. Ex-fucking Prime Minister John Turner. Mike Harcourt, ex-fucking mayor of Vancouver. Cop after cop after cop. It was sad. And that's why Justin doesn't want the dispensaries to open up. He wants to get all these cats fucking paid back, probably.
Yeah, he probably owes $1 billion or $2 billion.
Yeah, it's really sad that this is what's going on here. But he also came out and said that the police can enforce the law. Just, it's like Mr. Harper. Stephen Harper again? Holy fuck. Bad news. They should really enforce the law and go and arrest him and quite probably his wife for having sat and smoked a reefer with people and admitted that they did it. That would constitute possession, and when he passed the joint back to his friend, that would be for the purposes of trafficking. And that's what Mark Emery went to jail for 90 days in Saskatoon. Wasn't even a joint to be seen. The cop only was told that this happened, and Mark went to jail. So Justin Trudeau did exactly the same as that. Right? Holy fuck. And where did that weed come from that he smoked? Did it come from the Hells Angels? Right? It had to have come from the black market. And it had to be illegal because he's not a medical card holder. So what the fuck, dude? Enforce the law? Just on us, right?
That's
not
right.
not on
No,
you.
that's that diplomatic immunity card.
And God forbid that his kids were in the house when they smoked that. Maybe the fucking Children's Aid Society come by and take them away from you like they've done to us, to all our friends.
Again, it's the
Holy
diplomatic immunity
fuck.
card.
This is what these people
do that
want to
stuff.
keep doing. This is bad, sad. So we'll have to continue to fight these idiots for sure.
Yeah.
Here's the world's largest legal marijuana grow-op out in Alberta. Huh. Out in Alberta. Holy fuck. Doesn't that kind of ironic? Right? The most
legal.
yeah, the province here in Canada that's been the most harsh on fucking marijuana the whole time now is boasting that they have the biggest grow op in the land, in the world, actually, in Leduc. So you can imagine everybody and their brothers fucking headed
How
to
large is it?
I don't know.
How many hectares is this grow
I don't read these things. 800,000 square feet.
That's nothing compared to a large grow op.
No, Al, that is larger than 16 football fields.
Yeah, well, there's grow ops out there that are like, you know, like 1,000 hectares. There's large,
No,
there's
this is
large grow ops out there.
But is it legal?
Legal marijuana
legal.
grow up.
Okay,
The world's
legal, all
largest
right.
legal marijuana grow.
They got me on semantics.
Yes, exactly. That's how they do it.
Well, they're going to steal their power, they said, and
Actually,
They're going to steal 5% of the 6% that we all use.
I think
Yeah.
Colombia would probably have them beat because Colombia grow ops are legal now. So yeah, I guarantee there's larger grow ops in the world.
so this is going to go on south of
It wouldn't
Edmonton.
surprise me because every article I read about marijuana is absolute
Let's get past
bullshit.
But this is Aurora.
That's a big
That's Aurora that's putting this together. Another one of these lame prohibition price LPs. But he said, here's what his objectives are. He said that we are very clear to build the largest production capacity with the highest production quality and the lowest production cost. Right? What the fuck does highest production quality mean? The quality of the production?
Yep.
Not the quality of the weed.
No, the quality.
Nowhere once in this whole article did he mention that it would be good weed or great weed or the best weed or that it'll be cheaper and better for
No, he
people
doesn't even
because
say
of
that.
this. No,
He
he
doesn't say that. It just
doesn't.
means their margins are going to be larger because their production
Yeah.
cost is going to be lower. Doesn't necessarily say they're going to sell it cheaper either.
No, he does not.
No, he says lower production costs, which means higher margins. Just a clever way of saying higher margins.
So yeah, this is the kind of stuff that we know is coming, right? Our rate of growth with rapidly increasing demand for Aurora's high-quality cannabis products clearly justifies our expansion. Why the fuck are they trying to justify their expansion to us? Who cares? Aren't they excited? Why the fuck do you think you're expanding, idiot?
Sounds like they're like they feel like they're being accused of some stuff.
Oh, sales have been down a lot. We're losing a ton of money, so we're expanding. Things are going good, so we're expanding. Holy fuck. Terry Booth is the guy's name. Knuckleheads. Here's another headline. Canadian parents prepare for the realities of legalized marijuana. Hey?
These are just, I just can't even.
Oh no, they're all building bongs for their kids and making sure the kids have a little.
Well, the new Lego hookah
Yeah,
Oh
is
my god.
coming out.
the Lego,
A Lego hookah.
the play school grow up.
Well, the play school grow up.
The new Barbie dream house is really a
also,
grow up.
Yeah,
there's a
Barbies grow
Lego
up.
recycler set that's coming out.
So yeah, I can see how Canadians are going to have to prepare for the realities of legalized marijuana. Like, what the fuck would you have to do? The article is all filled with this woman. She's got 2 kids, and she's so deathly afraid that now that the marijuana is going to be legal, that they might get it. I mean, they might start thinking for themselves, and they might see through her fucking ugly, stupid rules, and
Can't let that happen.
Oh my god.
right? Just like you do with your parents, and they're 12 and 14, and there's days coming when they're going to leave, and she's so lonely now.
She's so lonely now.
She's got nothing in her life. And it's all because of
Shoulda
marijuana.
smoked
So
weed.
you gotta.
It's all because her kids woke up one day, smoked a joint
Yep.
Yeah.
of that devil herb.
No, Canadians are parents are preparing. No, shut the fuck up, idiots. It's going to be a store that you walk by. When I was a kid and I walked by something that was for adults, and I said, "Hey, Mom, what's that?" She said, "None of your business. That's for adults." That was it.
Yep.
They didn't tell you. You found out eventually from an older kid sometime.
Yeah, if you're
At the
if
time
your-
that
if
you were
your
supposed to hear
child
about it.
knows
Right.
about, like, if your 4-year-old or 5-year-old or 10-year-old or whatever knows about weed, it's probably because you
Yeah.
disclose something about weed to them.
Yeah,
Or
you
in
teach
front-
them
or,
all
or
about
in front
it.
of them.
You teach them all about it all day long, and that's been the whole program here. Dare in the schools, for fuck's sakes. You can't teach people away from stuff they know nothing about. There's something between information and knowledge, and that's called experience. Right? You cannot have knowledge without experience and information. Information is nothing to you, but you got to try it yourself to know for sure. Come on. No, it's a setup for these kids, and they shouldn't be allowed to do it. It is just such bullshit. They don't talk to the kids in our schools about any other adult horror that awaits them. Come on, not one other thing. Just marijuana, drugs. Nobody's waiting outside the school to sell drugs to kids because they got no
just talk
fuck.
about marijuana.
Yeah, they got no
They're
money.
not even preparing their kids for like the meth that might be going around and like all that other shit and
No.
you know fentanyl and all whatever else. But tons of articles on marijuana and how we have to prepare our kids for it.
Protect
Like, give
our
me a
kids from
fucking
marijuana.
break.
While you're protecting your kids
Your
from
fucking head is
marijuana,
shake.
they're getting drunk.
Yeah.
Did you know that? They're getting. They're all. Yeah, of course you know that.
If
you don't.
you're
No
lucky,
one
they're
cares.
only getting drunk.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
okay.
Nowadays, in
Yeah.
schools, there's a fucking gamut of chemicals going on.
But how can anybody say, "Oh, we shouldn't let them have marijuana till they're 25"? Yeah, what? Get them 6 years to drink booze till they're hooked on that, and they're damaged by that, and then they're in the healthcare system, so they can be damaged further by that. Then give 'em marijuana. Grr. Which, increasingly, there's certainly plenty of evidence suggesting that it keeps people away from those substances. You don't drink so much alcohol. You don't have to go to the doctor. You don't use pharmaceuticals.
That might be one of their angles.
Yeah, like that's so fucking sad if that's the case. Like, really? That if anyone would think like that, well,
we
we
built
got-
this whole system for you to follow, and you smoke that weed, and you don't follow our system.
yeah.
Yeah. They don't like it.
There's no order.
Now here's the newest thing to hit all the fucking headlines today is that there hasn't been enough research done on the 50-year-old and older marijuana smoker. Right? They've just been caring about the kids, but now what about people who are over 50? We got to start researching that now. No shit. It was all over the news today, and
We just found a new demographic.
In a whole-
to
Good
tap in
thing.
on.
a whole
We'll
bunch.
see how amazing you guys are
Well,
doing. Like,
I'll tell you, I've done an awful lot of studying for you already.
No doubt.
Right? I'm a walking fucking study.
there you go.
Not a new study, but older than 50. So it was very subtle when I was going through the stories today how they pull this news out and then make people start believing that this is the way it is, right? Marijuana use rising across all age groups is what's being presented in Canada today. Right.
Go figure. As access increases, and social acceptability increases.
Researchers
so
are
would-
keeping
so
a
would
close
usage and
eye on the
demographics.
drug. Researchers have been keeping a close eye on the drug, which the use of steadily upward over the last couple of decades. Yeah, more people. But here was some interesting stuff here. It said, especially among 18 to 29-year-olds, with the proportion of pot smokers jumping from about 18% in 1996 to 38% in 2015. Like, really? 1996? 25 years ago is what you're comparing it to?
These are long-term
25
studies.
years, for
A lot of
fuck's
money in
sakes.
long-term studies.
We also see that the cannabis using population is aging as well. Huh, interesting. From the Canadian fucking, Amateur Mental Health Association. Right. So they dropped the fucking little deal about the population's aging
The
too,
psychiatric
right?
hobbyists.
Yeah, no shit.
Last year, 23% of those using marijuana were age 50 and older. Last year, 23%. An 8-fold jump since 1997. That's what it said.
What?
An 8-fold jump.
That's like a 2,000-fold jump since what? The year Christ was born,
Something.
right? Fucking
If you could
450
jump
BC,
2,000
there wasn't so
folds.
many pot users.
You know.
They go back to 1977. Right? So it's a setup. This is how the news works. It's a setup. They start dropping shit like this, right? And then they drop something else. Here's the next thing they drop. We'll get back to that. Yeah. Then not enough research on the effects of marijuana on smokers over 50. Right? There are a growing number of older adults are using marijuana. Older adults who are now stupid and feeble. Right? Can't protect themselves. You're 50 for fuck's sakes. If you were 30 or 40, your brain didn't develop till you're 25, so you only get about 15 years till... Like, what the fuck are they talking about here? It's just totally insane.
Oh my goodness.
While abundant research has been done on how the drug affects developing brains, little is known about the potential health consequences on older users with just totally developed brains, I guess. But here's the thing. Researchers at New York University say pot could pose distinct health challenges for me, from memory loss to risk of falling. You know, I fell.
Now 50 at risk of falling.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what it is.
Big.
This is what the researchers at a
Really
big-time
popular
New York
amongst
University
people 50
came
and
up
over.
with.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I fell once in 1977.
Whoa. That's a little before the study, wasn't
I
it?
fell in
Is that-
1963 one time too.
That's definitely before the study.
Then there was
Everyone's at risk of falling.
Then there was a story that followed that. Cannabis use spiked 70% among Americans aged 50 and above. That was another story. Oh,
Or-
it's
or-
spiking.
Or is it admittance of cannabis use
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
has spiked? I would say the
Totally.
admittance of cannabis use has spiked.
No, the previous story to that said surveys show a small but
Survey
growing
says-
number of older people. Small but growing number. And then it said it spiked 70% in another
Didn't
story.
it say there wasn't even there wasn't enough research on that, and then
Oh, it always
then
says
it gave you
that.
information and research about it?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, an interesting point
If you
was,
could
was,
see this
was made in
screen,
the
you'd be as
audience,
confused as I am.
and it could have been when you fell in 1977. That contributed to the start of the spike
Maybe. It's spiking.
because it coincides, right?
Well,
No.
I've been spiking personally myself.
Volleyball,
Yeah.
nice. No, Greg is a fucking volleyball champ. I don't know if you guys know this, but
No, I knew he was
don't
really good
tell
at
don't
people
even
that.
like you
But
got
I did
no
not know he
idea
could
what this guy
volleyball.
can do on the volleyball court. It's crazy.
I will no longer wager for money. Okay, so don't ask.
No.
Don't
No.
ask.
Yeah. Never. I'm not even gonna get into that.
I don't like it when it's cold like this.
So, with all the research queries about old people, here's one that they did on babies.
What?
43 babies.
Is the usage in infants spiking?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
This is what the study detected: biomarkers from secondhand marijuana smoke exposure in children. Now listen to the name of this fucking place. Here's the woman. The warning comes from Karen from the ICANN School of Medicine at Mount Sinai and the American Academy of Pediatrics Julius B. Richmond Center of Excellence in the U.S.
Whoa, that's a big place.
Good afternoon.
It's like, yeah, no.
Apparently, they're looking for.
That's a front. That's an abs. That's just to confuse you.
Apparently-
Then you don't ask any more questions.
Apparently, they're looking for a receptionist. Good
No
afternoon. ICANN School of Medicine at Mount Sinai and the American Academy of Pediatrics Julius B. Richmond Center of Excellence in the U.S. How can I help you? But anyway,
Sorry, what was that?
yeah. Karen, here's what she came up with from that place. This was published in the Journal of Pediatric Research, the coloring book issue. Here's what they did. They analyzed the urine samples of 43 babies.
How many of them were stoned?
And told me, they had to tell me the ages, between 1 month and 2 years, who were hospitalized with bronchitis in Colorado. Blah, blah, blah. Here was their conclusion, though. While documenting the presence of metabolites of THC in children does not imply causation of disease, it does suggest that, like tobacco smoke, marijuana smoke is inhaled by children in the presence of adults who are using it.
Well, I don't know about that.
That's what they came up with.
Well, isn't there endocannabinoids?
Motherfuckers,
But isn't there
man.
endocannabinoids in breast milk itself? And as the babies are ingesting the breast milk, these endocannabinoids fill those receptors and could be actually construed as THC.
Well, I
You know,
think
is that not possible?
perhaps
I'm sure that's possible.
we could probably.
But they were in there for bronchitis.
I don't believe
So
the
they were,
the
you know,
ICANN School of Medicine
They were
at Mount
smoking some
Sinai.
weed somewhere.
But here they
Rocking a
they
couple dabs
in the
and
presence of smoking and inhaled.
yeah, this is what they
dabs
came
and
up
bacon.
with.
So
If
that's what they
stuff
came
is
up
in
with.
the air and your baby breathes.
Okay.
Stuff goes into
Wow.
your baby.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know.
Like
about that one.
Febreze.
Good for you.
Like Febreze.
want?
Right? And Johnson's baby powder. A woman received a fairly large settlement in the United States about 2 weeks ago for having ovarian cancer caused by fucking Johnson & Johnson baby powder.
Yep. Bad stuff.
But at any rate, here's what when they tested the urine of the kids, 2 of the kids had fake penises, so they passed with flying colors, eh? Little tiny. Little tiny. Oh, yeah. It's, you know, the drug test you can buy, eh?
Just like that one took me off
Yeah.
guard. Okay. Sometimes his humor just catches me off guard. I'm just like fake baby penises. I'm just like so
Well,
lost.
how else are you gonna pass a drug test?
Yeah.
know?
So, but here's
You
the
know?
thing now I
Load up
found
with some
unusual.
clean urine. You just never know when they're gonna be standing there. Like, you know?
But here's the only thing I found unusual about the whole story.
Other than that, okay, yeah. Continue, please go.
It says that they found concentrations between 0.04 and 1.5 nanograms per milliliter of urine. 1.5 nanograms? Like, really? In a baby?
Yeah,
Secondhand smoke?
again with the endocannabinoid-rich breast milk, and how through their whole development cycle,
Well, they
their
never suggested here that
endocannabinoid system
anybody
is-
was breastfeeding. They never talked about
that
that.
could be too.
Well, they didn't actually mention the breastfeeding nearly as much as you.
I'm just saying, man. Like they got to take that shit into consideration.
Who doesn't?
Great gardener in the house.
But hey, man. But
Got to take that into consideration.
here's when I stopped reading the study. It said the concentrations found in the urine of non-white children compared with higher in the non-white children compared with white children. That's when I stopped reading.
Yeah. Really? They're taking it
Yeah.
to like that level now?
That's when I stopped reading this. Holy fuck.
That's a fucking interesting angle on a
That
study.
should not be a statistic available
No,
to
that's
fucking
crazy.
anyone.
Absolutely
Like, that's a
not.
really crazy angle to put on a study.
Yep. No, it's
Kind of
just
like the 60s.
it's just
I feel
sad.
like we're moving.
Oh yeah.
Like everything's rumbling.
I'm kind of
It's weird.
rocking a bit.
There's not
Do you
enough.
feel it, or is it just me tripping out?
There's just not enough research been done on you tripping out.
Well, we need to get some research done here.
We
Fuck.
need more research. Hello, Matt. Matt Barron's in the house.
Yeah. It's freezing.
So here's a kind of a thing. I've often on this show talked about the celebrities who are coming to the weed industry. And this was an article, I think, in Forbes magazine questioning whether or not has celebrity weed gonzoed too far.
Gonzoed.
Chuckle, chuckle. Eh?
Some Muppet weed or what?
Here's a New York...
Doris Thompson.
Duncan Levine, a managing partner at New York law firm Tucker Levine, he said the industry is expanding away from stoners and turning more professional. His law firm and he helped...
Is he trying to say stoners can be professional?
I don't know about that.
Questions. There's a lot of questions. This law firm and Duncan helped Wiz Khalifa start up his cannabis company called Young, Wild, and Free. The branded product includes Khalifa Kush and a wax concentrate called Wiz Wax. Khalifa
Wiz
licensed
Wax.
out his brand to products he has tested and are highly curated. So this lawyer goes on to say, when you go into a dispensary, products have names like Bubblegum, Kush, and you don't really know what you're getting. A branded product ensures consistency across the market. This is a lawyer telling us this stuff. But made me
Well,
think,
that's not necessarily
That doesn't
true
make any
because
sense,
there's a lot
though.
of brands that are
A name is a name. A
inconsistent.
name, it represents a brand.
so they also, in this article, they talked about Marley Natural and the Marley family that putting together and selling their smoking accessories and weed. And here's what the company says on its website. Each of our offerings is a direct reflection of the Marley ethos that integrates nature's goodness with a belief in the positive potential of herb. As agents of change, we promote positivity, connectivity, and personal transformation. What the fuck are they talking about? Do they have any weed?
No.
That's what I'd say to my dealer if he was saying that. I'd say, dude, do you have any fucking weed?
As your dealer, I represent.
Like, really?
Blah, 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 blah.
So, here they said in the beginning of this thing, we're replacing the stoners with professionals. And they went on to only talk about Wiz, Snoop Dogg, and Willie Nelson. Right? And not one of them ever tells me that they got good weed. Right? Not one of them mentions the quality of the weed or what they even fucking have. Right? Branding has taken on this whole world of its own. right, when it's not, right? There is no way that Khalifa Kush is a better name than Bubblegum Kush, if that's what it was. If it was called Bubblegum Kush, I'd have half a chance to have a maybe thought of what it might be.
Well, what they say there, it just says that he's just licensing out his brand to
Anybody will buy it.
well no like they're not growing all of that weed. They're just putting their stamp of approval on different collectives that have brought them some OG or some of this or in
Yeah.
whatever city. You're like, oh man, that's a fire fucking OG. You call that Khalifa Kush, and then they whatever.
No, this weed is a direct reflection of the Marley ethos.
Like, anybody can do
But
that.
point being is sometimes
grow weed in my
Khalifa
closet and
Kush
be like,
might
"Look,
be
it's
bubblegum
Khalifa
Kush.
Kush."
I don't know.
Like,
So, yeah, like really, stop calling us fucking stoners. I'm getting sick of it. Really. Because, the stoners created the kush that Wiz used before he was born.
Yeah.
Maybe before Snoop Dogg was born. Nothing happened before Willie was born. But, you know what I mean? Come on, get the fuck out of here with this nonsense. And it's a lawyer telling me that. And the very lawyer who helped him create his brand is saying that it's better to buy Wiz's brand.
But he
Like, what the fuck is
they're
he
not
gonna say?
saying that they've created this varietal, this clone, and
No.
this is what you're getting.
In
They're
some
saying
cases, perhaps.
they license out the name to whatever product has been curated and passed their approval. That's what he says.
Well, I'm going to start suing these guys. Hey, I want some Marley Natural because they say that they offer me an exceptional... No. They offer me an exceptional lifestyle line that is inspired by Jamaica's vibrant culture. Now, you know how good that is, how good weed that is,
It's
man.
phenomenal.
Right?
Yeah.
It's inspired by Jamaica's vibrant culture.
inspired by. I like that. That's funny.
Yeah, it's Kush. Grown by Wiz Khalifa, probably.
It just played Jamaican music in the background when you growed it.
No,
or
I
what?
doubt Wiz
Like, I
has
don't
any time to grow weed
Understand.
or breed.
Inspired by.
Yeah. No. On the plus side, the lemon and pine flavors get positive reviews on Leafly. That's what they said. There's so many articles being written by people who have not one fucking clue about marijuana. They've just cut and paste from everything
article
that
is
they
written
can
by Dylan
find.
Who has a clue about marijuana?
It's crazy.
This
It's
is
so ridiculous.
yeah. It's hard to read the nonsense, but my cannabis uses spiking.
Well, you're over 50, right?
It's easily spiking over 70%.
Has this been happening since 1977?
Easily.
It's right around when you had that fall.
Well, here's the end of legalization of marijuana for all time because the headline read, legal marijuana is hurting the beer business. In states with legalized recreational marijuana, beer sales have dropped. Time magazine reports. They analyzed the state of beer industry in Colorado, Oregon, and Washington, and research showed beer markets in those states have underperformed in the last 2 years. Ooh, underperformed. What a fucking silly world we live in. No, they in Denver, total beer volumes plummeted by 6.4%. Plummeted. The world is going to fucking end. But that's what we're up against. That's why we have so much trouble
What's
getting
gonna
this
really
legalized.
fuck up Oktoberfest is what that's going to do.
Yeah, but October actually generally is harvest time too, so maybe it could be replaced with marijuana.
Yeah, it
And
could still be Oktoberfest.
the
Like that.
the amount of wow,
What's that?
that's some dry sift,
This is just
frozen sift.
This is just a day of exquisite hashish, eh?
Can we get a camera on this one?
Yeah. Alyssa?
Can we get that camera going? Alyssa,
Earth
Alyssa
to
was
Alyssa.
playing Battleship and had no, and she had no laptop or a phone or nothing. Oh yeah, stunning.
It's beautiful. Yeah, can I see, please?
Yes,
Wow, it smells phenomenal.
it is phenomenal.
Ooh.
Yep.
It smells like.
So it's Barbara Bud picked right off the stalk, frozen, like frozen
Wow.
solid, tumbled.
How do you want it?
And
How do you want it?
right. Oh, and the tumbler's set in a deep freeze. That's the way.
There.
I kind of like that. I get it like this way like it's way stony or high when it's like that.
This is probably my favorite way to have hash, other than on the leaf. I can kind of do whatever I want with this. Roll it in a joint, dab it, all right?
That's tasty.
Smoke it in a pipe.
Well done. Well done.
We are blessed to know such talented people. And sorry about hurting the beer business.
It doesn't have to be that way, you know.
Not?
If you guys came out with a cannabis beer, boom, through the roof sales. Guess what?
Well, and they have already.
That's the
Cannabis
bridge.
wine too. But
I don't
don't
just
agree with
mean
that
like a
personally,
hemp beer like there is. I mean like a real cannabis.
yeah, I
Get you
don't know.
high. It's got a percentage of distillate in there, and it's got weed terpenes. Like, get some fucking, you know, get some weed beer on the
They
on the
don't
market.
do real
Yeah.
research. So they will
Anheuser-
never figure this shit out.
No, they don't have to.
Anheuser-Busch.
Just
They
give
have
them
like
the answer.
2-year-olds writing their fucking articles.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got kids writing their
They
script.
really
eh?
do because it's all about the children for them.
I have kids, you know. I've got a 12 and 14-year-old that are going to leave me someday. I don't want them to. Idiots.
Wow, that's really good.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Well, here's the stupidest story of the day.
What is it?
The state police detective spotted the exchange outside of the Union Township Middle School around 8:30 p.m. Sunday evening.
So school was closed.
Detective Bruce watched a silver sedan with with Maryland plates pull into the empty parking lot, where it was later joined by another silver van with Pennsylvania plates.
They both had silver bands.
Yeah. Two men exited from each car, opened their trunks, and exchanged several packages.
Uh-oh.
The detectives said. The detectives and several troopers approached the men and began
This is suspenseful.
asking them questions.
I wish there was a soundtrack.
What kind of questions did they start asking?
Well, they didn't say, but the cops, they couldn't figure out what was going on. They had to call in a dog.
Based on their questions, they couldn't
Yeah.
Wow.
surmise.
The detective and several troopers couldn't figure out, by questioning these men, what might be going on here. So they had to get a dog in. That was their
'Cause the
solution.
dog's gonna just tell
Out
them
of
everything.
8 cops, a dog had to be called. Oh, let's call in a dog. Hey, they're pretty smart. Maybe they'll figure
Well,
it out.
hang on.
Hey? We don't.
Maybe-
I don't
maybe
know. We
these
saw them
guys-
exchanging several packages.
But-
we don't
but
know what's
hang
going
on.
on.
Maybe their first language was dog, and they spoke a broken English, and they couldn't really, so they had to bring in a dog as an interpreter. That it hasn't been clarified, I don't think.
Are you over 50? Al?
No.
No.
Love it.
Yeah,
Oh
that-
my goodness.
And dog years or human years?
Yeah.
In dog years, I'm a wizard.
No. They needed a
I don't even know how
dog.
old I am in dog years.
Why don't we just have dogs? What do we need the cops for? Just send fucking dogs out. And they just start barking, and you go, okay, well, there's a.
You'd
Right?
have
says
to
you're
feed
under
them
arrest.
as your fine or
Save the-
something.
We only needed the one cop then. The detective who saw the guys exchanging the packages, he probably had all the questions. Why did he need 7 state troopers to join him for the questioning and then not achieve anything till they got a dog?
Because pigs aren't as smart as dogs.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. We'll end on that high note. Yeah.
There's nowhere to go from there, man.
There
That's
is
like-
nowhere to go
that's
from
it.
that.
There's nowhere to go from there.
See, we ran the show that 1 extra minute today to
Yeah.
get that joke in.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
It was worth it. It was.
It was
worth
worth it, yes. So, yeah, thanks for joining us here today. And do look into Pot TV for all the other shows that happen.
All week long.
Craig X will be here tomorrow with Expert Joints.
Yep.
And Jeremiah in the house on Friday with his show. Carly Marley, she's around on Mondays. So tune them all in and hit the like button, would you?
Hit the like button.
Yeah, it's all about being liked.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing. If you could get 10 cents a like,
Even
I'd like that.
Even like 4. Even
yeah, I'd really like that.
even like 4 likes per penny.
I could monetize
You know?
my likes.
4 likes per penny.
Yeah.
Like me.
All right.
Like me.
Well, if you don't know how to like me, yeah, bring a dog in. So,
Well, first
yeah.
you gotta ask 7 of your friends, and if
7 friends, if
you
they
guys
can't help you
figure it
figure it
then
out
you
how to
bring
like
Bring in
me.
the dog.
Bring in a dog. So, yeah, thanks to Al for joining us as
Thanks for
always.
having me.
Thanks for giving me this T-shirt
no problem.
and not giving one to Kush Queen. Thanks for Kush Queen being here as always.
You're welcome.
Didn't give her too much of a chance to react to the fact that she didn't get a T-shirt. I did.
It's okay. I get mine at a special time
Total
privately.
special delivery. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe I should have waited to get mine. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks to Alyssa for helping us with the buzz all day long, and
Thanks, Alyssa.
everybody who joined us here in the
How's that buzz
studio
working
and
out?
put on lip balm.
The pretty
Comes and
little
goes,
snow
eh?
bunny over there.
Cool.
So yeah, come see us next week. We'll be around. I'm Marijuana Man. Thanks for tuning in. Peace and pot.